Hello everyone, this is Maria from Maxi Physio. I prepared for you today a short Pilates class using the magic circle or the Pilates circle or the Pilates ring, however you want to call it. So for this class, all you need is the magic circle and a mat where you can lie down. We're going to start actually into standing today. So let's just make our way into our mat. We're going to start with the legs about hip width apart, toes pointing forward, knees nice and soft, and just think of rounding maybe a little bit your lower back so we stay on a neutral curvature. So your back is not overarching, it's not, if I show you from the side, don't want you to be here, I don't want you to be here either. You want to be onto that neutral curvature. And you want to think of your shoulders open. We're going to hold the circle, a bit like a steering wheel. Just think of connecting a bit the blades, think of your neck nice and long. And we're going to start just mobilizing the arms to create a little bit of length on the body. So go ahead and take an inhale as you take your arms up, taking the circle above your head, a bit like a halo, and then exhale, release the arms down. Keep the chest open so you're actively connecting your shoulder blades, and let's repeat it again. Inhale and exhale. And let's go again. Breathe in, reach your arms. Breathe out, release your arms. And let's go again 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, take the arms up again. Inhale. But now as you exhale, just side bend to one side. Relax your head as you go. Let the hips move. Keep the biceps by the ears. Arms long. Come back. Inhale. Exhale, change to the other side. Feel the difference on the movement. And let's repeat it again. Breathe in to come back to center. Breathe out as you come onto the side bend. So stretching the waist, stretching the shoulder, and maybe stretching a bit your neck too. So you might be feeling a slightly different parts of the body on one side and the other, and that's absolutely fine. Just gonna make this in a bit of a circle. So inhale again, exhale, come onto the side bend, and then begin to circle side to side. So you come into like a neat roll down, come all the way up, and let's repeat it again. Same side. Catch your breath. And then exhaling as you circle, creating a bit of movement through the body. It's going to give you a better stretch, more release for the rest of the spine, shoulders, the neck. You might feel even a little bit your legs, hamstrings, calves. Just go for one more this direction and we're going to reverse it. So last one here. And let's go the other way. So let's start with the side bend. Inhale. And then exhale, go again for the rotation. Up. So you almost come back through a side bend. And then we'll go again. Lovely. Let's try another 3. So we do equal repetitions each side. Try to feel a little bit more mobile as we go. Definitely your shoulders and neck should be feeling a bit looser. And let's come back here. Now from here we're going to do a roll down. So breathe in and breathe out as you release the arms down. Keep the circle horizontal to the ground. Drop your chin forward. Soften the knees apart. And just roll the length of the spine towards the floor, towards where you can. Inhale at the end of the stretch. Exhale as you begin to reset the spine. Connect the shoulder blades, lift the arms back up so you come back to straight, nice and tall. Let's repeat it again. I'll be showing you these from the side view in a moment. So let's inhale and exhale to return back up. And I'm just going to show you how you can stay just as you are. So as I was saying, maybe soften the knees, release the arms, drop your chin forward. Keep the weight towards the front of your feet so you don't lean back to the heels. Inhale. And exhale, controlling the stretch as you come back up. Taking the arms up. Back to sort of neutral, nice and straight. Let's do it 2 more times. Hopefully this should give you a better stretch for the legs. So you'll feel a bit more your calves, probably the hamstrings too. Just make sure your back feels okay. If not, you can always bend the knees deeper to protect the spine as you roll. So when we finish this one, we're just gonna release the arms and we're gonna make our way down into high kneeling. So if you need a bit of a padding for your knees, you're welcome to use a bit of padding. If I was sideways, you could keep your toes flat or tuck them under. That's your choice. And you wanna think again of tucking the tailbone under a little bit so your hips don't stick out, your back doesn't arch, and thinking again of your posture. So I'll come to face you again so you can see what we're doing. You can hold the circle like a steering wheel, kind of in front of your breastbone. Elbows are slightly bent, but think of again that connection between the shoulder blades. We're gonna breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're gonna squeeze the ring, the circle. You're gonna feel a bit your chest, your pecs working. You're gonna breathe in, release, and let's repeat it again. Try to use the squeeze to help you connect a bit deeper with your core, feel a little bit taller, and then release. Inhale. Let's go again. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. And again. Okay, one more time. We're gonna try to add a bit of movement here involving your thighs, so I'll show you again here. So again, toes on the position that feels better for you. Come down to a kneeling down position or sitting on your heels. So this is gonna be the inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna come up as you squeeze the ring. So we're doing the same as before, coming up. Feel a bit the squeeze on your glutes and your thighs too. Inhale, release. And let's go again. And you might not be able to close the circle fully, and that's fine. Just make sure you keep as even as possible the strength on both sides. And we're gonna try to do a bit more movement on the arms. When you go down with your arms relaxed, take the arms in front of you, and then as you come up, squeeze. So I'll show you again from here. On the way down, I'm gonna take the arms in front, keeping the hands in front of the shoulders, squeeze. Let's repeat it again. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times, breathe in, breathe out. And 1 more, breathe out. Great. So now we're gonna place the doors of the hands inside the pads of the ring, like so. So if I show you again sideways, I'm there. And this is gonna get a bit your rotator cuff, the lateral part of the shoulders, your deltoids. You're not gonna be able to move a lot. Just think of actively pulling the circle out as you breathe out. Then release, but don't release, excuse me, fully. So you don't lose the contact with the circle, you don't drop it. And then release. So again, I'm just keeping my posture and I'm just pulling out. Trying again to feel both sides working evenly. So if, for example, you're right dominant, your right arm will naturally be stronger. So make sure you feel also the left working strong. Yeah, don't rely only on the strong side. Good. And let's go for another 5. Pull, release. 4, maintain your neck lengthen. Feel again back of the shoulders, back of the shoulder blades connecting a little bit as well. Let's go for, we can add an extra one, so 1 more after this one. And release. Well done. So roll your shoulders a little bit. Hopefully your arms should be feeling a little bit more active. And now let's just bring the pad of the circle on your hip bone. Make sure it's not the waist itself. And then take the middle of your forearm on the other side of the pad. So maybe slightly closer, if anything, to the wrist rather than the elbow, but if you can, midway, great. Now think of again your posture here, so actively opening a bit your collarbones, Just need to adjust myself there. And then we're gonna breathe out. It's gonna get a bit your lats going. So you can thinking of that shoulder dropping, try and control a little bit the position of the shoulder. As you squeeze, breathe in, release, thinking again of your core, staying tall. Good. And let's try 2 more times. You can keep the other hand here if you prefer. Lots of options, or here, or maybe here. Just choose what feels good for you, but again, ensuring that you keep the chest open. And then let's swap to the other side. So again, about the middle of your forearm, be slightly closer to the waist, not to the elbow. But if you can work it out to midway, great. And again, make sure it's the hip and not the waist, otherwise it'll be a bit uncomfortable. And then start squeezing the ring to activate your lat muscles. So think of armpit heavy, shoulder dropping slightly. It's good for posture. Collarbones stay open. Again, you can keep the other hand on the waist. You can keep your arm down, palm maybe facing one way or the other. Just again, whatever helps you to stay broad. Maybe arm out if that's better. Got again, lots of options. Just work again with what works best for you. Great. When we finish this one, we're gonna make our way into lying on our side, and now we're gonna use the circle for a bit of a strength on the lower body. So we're gonna keep the circle vertical like this. The easiest way to lie down properly here is if you bring your underneath leg through and your toes are pointing to the front and you're above the ankle bone. Yeah, so it's not on the bony bit itself, it's the very end of your lower leg. Keep your leg fully straight, and then just making sure you're pressing down so the circle doesn't tilt too much. Bring the other leg on top, so again it's above the ankle bone, and then just help yourself to lie down. If you want a cushion for your head, you could always use one, and just make sure your legs feel square, hips are square, one over the other, you're not rolling back. If anything, maybe a touch forward, but again, try to stay as square as you can. You can keep your hand on the waist or keep it down for a bit of support. So we're gonna start just activating a bit your top inner thigh. We're gonna inhale, and as we exhale, just press the circle and feel the inner thigh activating gently. Breathe in, release, breathe out, and repeat it again. Very good. So, as I was saying, just think of your core as well, your pelvic floor, try not to let that go. Trying to keep a good balance. If you feel okay, you can always take your hand to the waist or maybe along the thigh. And we're gonna start adding the underneath leg up. Just think of both feet meeting on the path of the circle. One leg is above, the other one is underneath. So you'll get a bit the other inner thigh as well. See if you can do another couple, a little bit wobbly. So I need a bit of support, and that's okay. Great, and now keep the pad supported by your underneath leg and bring the other one inside. So just by staying here against the pad, you're gonna feel a bit of activation on the glutes, but we're gonna try to pull up against the circle so you activate a little bit stronger through the outer thigh and release. You can flex the foot if that helps you. Otherwise, you can keep the toes soft. You can again keep your hand here or keep it there. And we're gonna do 5 more, but adding a bit more movement. So you're gonna stay active through the underneath leg to keep the circle straight. Breathe in to lower, breathe out to lift, flex the foot, find the pad, pull up, release. And if you feel a bit the underneath leg active, that's normal too. And we're gonna do 3 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. And let's go for 1 more. And release. Great. So we'll go for the other side. So we're gonna keep again the circle horizontal. And again, underneath leg goes through. Keep the toes pointing forward, and you're resting, it's the very end of your lower leg, not the ankle bone. And then from there, you need to keep a bit of, underneath leg, not top leg. There, you need to keep the leg straight, and then the top leg is gonna be directly on top. And just gonna adjust myself a bit, that's better. And then we'll just lower ourselves down. And if you want, again, a cushion, a bit of support for your head, you can use it. Maybe just check your hip position. Just make sure you stay nice and square through the pelvis. Okay, I'm gonna stay with a bit of support on my hand here as I start squeezing down. So breathe out to start using the top inner thigh. Breathe in, release. And of course, at any point, if you feel you can take your hand on the waist, oof, that was a bit wobbly, you can do, or maybe arm along the thigh. I'm going to stay for now with a bit of support because I'm feeling a bit unsteady today on this side. And let's add the underneath leg now. Both legs are going to meet on the top pad and release. One leg stays above, one leg stays below the pad. That's great. So both inner thighs working at the same time. Then to add a bit more work through the glutes on the top leg, bring your top leg through, so you need to keep the underneath leg active to support the circle there. And once you have that contact with the pad, try to open up. You feel a bit more the outer thigh, the hip straight away. Breathe in, release. You can flex the foot for more activation if you wish. And when you release, you're not going down too much at the moment. You're just releasing the tension and then finding tension again. Okay, so there'll be a bit of work to do from the beginning, but you're activating it stronger. And then the progression is just lowering all the way down, breathe in, and then pull up. And again, the underneath leg stays firm to support the circle, vertical and upright. So you'll probably feel a bit of activation on the underneath thigh too, and that's normal. And I'm gonna do another couple. You can keep the heel flexed. Last one. And release. Great. So from here, let's just roll onto our back. Grab the circle and let's place it, just following the work we did on the inner thighs. We're going to place it below the knee on the inner thigh on each side. Feet are going to stay down. Legs is slightly wider than hip width. Before we do anything, check that you can squeeze the ring in case you need to adjust it slightly. Sometimes we need to move it a bit so it's comfortable. Keep the feet fully flat. Hands to the back of your head. And just make sure your pelvis stays neutral. If you need to feel a bit where your hips are, you can do. And then for now, just think of the elbows as slightly lifted on the peripheral vision. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, engage with the core, squeeze the ring. Just feel that connection. And then support your head as you come onto a small sit-up. Keep the tension on the ring, and then release. As you go down. Then let's go again. Feel the tension on the ring first. Then curl up. Breathe in, release down. So you can let go smoothly on the way down, but before we come up, I want you to be engaged. Let's go again. Squeeze, curl up, release. One more. You definitely feel the inner thighs beginning to work a bit harder. Let's have the oblique sit-ups now. So it's going to be the same, but going side to side. So you're going to start with a squeeze. It's going to help you to keep your knees stable and the pelvis stable. Come up and take the one elbow across towards the opposite knee. Release as you come down. Engage again. And let's go for the other side. And we'll keep alternating. So I don't mind if you started to the right or the left. Just keep going one way, then the other. Staying strong through the core, through the inner thigh. Just feeling how they work together. I'll do one more time each side. The last one. And release. Great. So let's take the circle out and let's use it now for a little bit of release on the thighs. So we're gonna keep, so if you keep holding it, think like a steering wheel. Now take the hands on the middle, yeah, between the two pads with the hands, and then take the ball of your foot on the other side. And then we're gonna start extending the leg to go into a bit of a hamstring calf stretch. So flex the foot, extend the knee. You can hold it with your palms facing to you if you prefer. Then breathe in, release, and let's repeat it again. If you wish, you can extend the left leg down to give you a bit more stretch if that feels nice for you. Otherwise, you can keep your leg bent up again. And just repeat this 2 more times. We're going to do a few different variations for the stretch. So the circle is great for stretching too, not just a strength. So hold it here, keep the foot flexed, and now bend your knee attached, keeping your heel in the same position. So we stretch your soleus muscle and your Achilles tendon, the lower part of your calf, and extend the knee again. So just notice how my foot stays the same, and I'm just bending, attach the knee and extending the knee again. I'm going to breathe in as I do a mini knee bend. I'm going to breathe out as I extend the knee fully. I'm going to do it one more time. And from here, if I can, I'm going to bring the knee a bit more towards me. Just increase the stretch again on hamstring and calf. And I'm going to hold a circle with my left hand. Keep the right hand by your side. Breathe out, bring the leg across until it gets deeper. So we're going to go into a bit of a nervous stretch. This will give you a bit of a stretch on the outer thigh and the glutes, the muscles we were working before on our side. Keep holding here for another full breath. Try not to lose your foot position or the knee position. And then come back to center. Change your hands and then open to the side for an inner thigh release. And just think of your foot again going up towards the shoulder. So it's not just opening to the side. And this is going to release the inner thigh. Keep the foot flexed, knee extended. Then come back to the center. See if you can maybe increase the stretch a bit more on the middle line. And release. So let's go for the other side. Take the ball of your left foot up on the circle. Start extending the knee, flex the toes. Again, you can keep your palms facing up if that feels nicer for the upper body. And maybe extend the other leg down if you got the flexibility. If it does feel too strong, please bend it again. But if it feels good, then keep it straight. And let's breathe in to fold the knee. Breathe out to extend the knee. We're going to repeat it again. Inhale and exhale. And let's go again for another 3. Just notice the difference on both. Hopefully getting a nicer stretch on both sides, even if one feels a bit stiffer. And now let's try to do that mini knee bend. Keep the heel flex and just feel the stretch a bit more on your lower calf. So, or lower part of the calf. So Achilles tendon and the soleus muscle, which sits underneath your calf. Just so you can make sure the heel doesn't lose the flex as you bend and extend. So it doesn't feel exactly the same as we were doing before, bending the knee deeply. It's a different variation. Now once you extend the knee here, just maybe bring the knee a bit more towards you. If you feel you can increase the stretch. And now hold the circle with your right hand, left arm down for balance. And then as you breathe out, bring the leg across until you feel it gets deeper. So hopefully feeling the lateral part of the thigh, maybe a little bit the hip. On this one, I feel a bit more the calf for me. So you might notice different sensations on both sides. Just try not to lose the knee position, the foot position. Keep holding for another full breath. And then let's swap the hands. Let's go into a bit of an inner thigh stretch. So open up, but remember you want to think of your foot going towards the shoulder, not just to the side. Keep the right hip down. Maintain your knee and your foot position. Breathe in. Breathe out. And let's come back. See if you can again increase the stretch a tiny bit more. And release. So from here we're going to do a bit more mobility work with the circle. We're going to come to sit-in. So if you roll to your side and then you come to a seat. You can do cross-legged seated. You can sit on a small cushion or a block, or maybe sit on your heels. Just choose what feels better for you. And we're going to bring, the pad of the circle. First, bring it on the higher part of the breastbone, here. So the arms are going to be fairly high. And we're going to come onto a seated spine twist. So we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, let's just twist the spine to where we can. The head is going to follow the arms. The hips and the knees shouldn't be moving. Come back to the middle, breathe in, and then go for the other side. Feel the difference in terms of range and the stretch. And let's repeat it again. So it will give you a bit of support for the arms. So the arms are going to stay in a nice soft position. It's going to help you to keep the shoulders down. And hopefully as you go into repetitions, the mobility will be better. The other thing you can try as well is just bring the circle just on the lower part of the breastbone, so slightly above the stomach. So the arms are going to be a bit lower now. And you can try the twist from there. Maybe see what works better for you. Because it gives you a different sensation on both positions. Some people find better one or the other. It's very individual and there's nothing wrong with one or the other. So you need to think what feels more comfortable for your body, not just what gives you a better stretch. I'm going to be staying here. I'm going to do 2 more rounds. If you prefer to come back to the first position, maybe come back to this. Otherwise you can, well actually I'll do 1 of each. So in case any of you come back to this, so you could come back to here. We'll do another round, or again if you've chosen to stay here, I'll demonstrate once more like this. And release. Now take both arms up like we did on the warm-up. Back to your shoulders once your arms are there, so you can circle like a halo. If your legs are crossed, maybe you change the cross of your legs. It feels a bit different. It's always one side more comfortable. And let's repeat your side bend, which is a bit like a mermaid position, but sitting, although with the arms like this. So it's not exactly like the mermaid, but just maybe think of that. The image helps you. And let's repeat it again, breathing in and out, opening through the waist, keeping the arms lengthened, relaxing with the shoulders, just ensuring we're keeping our spine mobile. Gonna do it 1 more time each way. Good. Then release. We're gonna leave the circle to the side. I'm just going to finish stretching a little bit the neck, just because we did a little bit of work on the shoulders and stuff. Just make sure the top of the shoulders and the base of the neck stay nice and loose. So I start by bringing your chin down. Feel the stretch at the back of your neck. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Bring your head slowly back to neutral, to the middle. Now take the one ear to the side. Feel the stretch on the lateral part of the neck. Maybe drop your chin down. Feel the difference on the stretch. Breathe here. Maybe turn your chin up so you feel a bit more the front of the neck, as if you were looking towards the ceiling in the corner of the room. Bring your neck back to center, to neutral. Let's try the other side. Bring your ear over until you start feeling again that lateral part of the neck is stretching. Turn your chin down. Feel the difference on the stretch is slightly more at the back. And maybe again look up so you feel a bit more the front of the neck. Come back to center. And then let's just do a couple of rolls. Maybe do another 2 or 3 the other way. And release. Great. So this is the end of this short Pilates class using the magic circle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the class but you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you got any comments or suggestions for any other content, please let me know. And if you're interested in any of my online classes, please go to my website maxifysio.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hopefully see you soon in one of my other videos. Bye bye.